Good evening, or good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in this great wide world of ours. Today, I'm going to do a video, and I was thinking about this today. I'm going to also do a live video on Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for anybody that wants to ask questions or concern. I will post that later on this week or tomorrow sometime. But please like and subscribe my videos. Also, please view my videos or send them off to your friends as well. But what I want to talk about is I'm going to start changing the format of these a little bit around as well. And the next couple series of videos I'm going to do are going to be about relationships, namely dating relationships, and also relationships concerning work relationships with people. And to lay the foundation today, the goal here is to always have an active listening skills. And what I mean by active listening skills is when you're talking to somebody, especially in relationships, whether it's your significant other or your brother, or your sister, or your mom and dad, or whoever it is to have an active listening skill. And what I mean by active listening skill is that actively listen to the person on what they're trying to say. We have a tendency to always want to interrupt somebody while they're talking. I used to really have a problem with this myself because I would try to interrupt people because they were trying to convey a thought and they were still in the sentence of conveying that thought, and I would interrupt them. So I've learned over time the best thing to do is let somebody finish what they were saying and then pause. And what I usually do, if it's some kind of complex issue or I try to rephrase the argument or the discussion. For instance, if somebody's talking about the report and they go on and say, well, I'm concerned about this report. Am I going to get this report in or whatever? Then you let them say what they're saying. And then, for instance, what I say, let me get this straight. What you're trying to say is you're worried about that report that's due on Tuesday, that you won't have enough time to get the report in. And then what that does to the individual, they'll either say yes or they'll say, no, you misunderstood what I was trying to say. Now, if they say yes, then you move on to move the discussion further down. If they say, no, this is what I'm trying to say. What I typically say, I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand what you were saying. Please apologize. Because what you do in any kind of relationship with a person is you want to reaffirm and not blow them off as an individual. In other words, you can't say, if they say, no, this is not right, and then you go on to some other argument about something, you don't reaffirm that decision on what they're saying. So what you're trying to do is you're creating a dialogue, but what you're creating is what I call is a relationship. And when we're talking about a relationship, like I said, this can be something very personal, could be business oriented, or it could be something somebody like a dating relationship, a boss relationship, any type of relationship. I always say, and I tell people this all the time, when you're talking about a relationship, what you're trying to do is you build that bridge, if you picture a canyon and they put a bridge over that canyon, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get to get to that other point without going into the canyon, or my emphasis saying is like go down that rabbit hole. So in essence, what you're trying to do here is you're conveying or you're validating what the person is saying to them. Now, what this does is when you have this relationship is it creates a leadership type of for the individual. In other words, what you're doing. I'm a big believer as a leader and as a relationship or a relationship coach, also as a coaching and mentoring person, is developing that relationship in a positive way. A lot of people will brush off people. They won't validate what they're saying. For instance, a friend of mine's today, last day was today at work. You look them in the eye and say, good luck on what you're doing. And you try to dialogue and say, well, where are you going? Good luck on what you're doing. And even though I work in a very professional environment, she came over and gave me a hug. And in that situation, I don't have a problem with that because it's you're telling that person that you care about them as a human being. So, and I think this is what happens to a lot of leaders as well, is they don't validate their employees, or they don't validate their partner. And then there's this gap or this misunderstanding, or the way something is interpreted, and then like the infamous saying, okay, you go down that rabbit hole. And once you go down that rabbit hole, God only knows where you go, because you'll bring back animosity, you can bring back things in the past, you bring negativity, and you really don't need that in any type of relationship. I've learned that before going down that rabbit hole, if you validate that person and give that person self-worth, then the thing is, that person says, well, yeah, this guy's really is interested in me as a person and not necessarily interested or trying to brush me off. Now, that this can be a change in the environment as well. For example, myself, I will brush off a telemarketer on the phone, but that has more or less to do because on a phone, there's not this interpersonal relationship with a person. The same thing goes with texting people on the social media. There's not this interaction or this trust that can emerge about it because there is no dialogue. The dialogue is a quasi or a fake dialogue. So it really isn't. You could say I am the king of Saudi Arabia. I have a picture of the king of Saudi Arabia, and you're not actually the king. So in essence, you're not really being who you are. And that, like I said, this goes to a relationship. This goes with the fact that you're active listening, and you got to be genuine with that person as well. So anyway, these are some food for thoughts. The other thing I want to talk about, if you watch to the end of this video and you email me at bthomasmillerpsych@gmail.com, I got a book right now out called Empowerment and Change. Now, there's been some publishers that want to take the book, but I think they're not really genuine about their approach on this. But the book is mine. It's called Empowerment and Change. So if you watch to the end of the video and email me at bthomasmiller.com, I will send you this book absolutely free. But in the email at bthomasmiller.com, put in the subject matter free book, and I will send you this book. The book is 101 pages. It's about empowerment and about being more empowered in your life and how you can make a change in your life. But like I said, you have to watch to the end of this video, and that's when you will see where you can do it. And you just email me at bthomasmiller.com. Also, additionally, like I said before, also, I am going to go live on Sunday, roughly 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and to just talk about issues about relationships, issues about how to increase your self-esteem and motivation. It'll be about a half an hour, 45-minute time frame. So if you're interested in that, please reach out to me at bthomasmillerpsych@gmail.com. And like I said, with the book, put in the subject matter, and it'll be the last time I say this, put in the subject matter, free book, and I will send you this 101-page book called Empowerment and Change. Anyway, folks, have a great week. Hopefully, I'll see some of you on Sunday, and have a great, enjoy your weekend. Talk to you soon.